my beautiful outfit that my mother gave me. I don't know what year that was, but I love this. Isn't it so beautiful? Okay, I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to go ahead and teach our lesson today. Move the trash can, too. That's not exactly very Miss America-ish. Okay, I'm going to go back to here, and we're going to teach from the test. So, this is chapter 15, review test, page 94 and 95. That is going to look like this. That would be the best side, though, on number one. That one. And you'll see where you see the cow and you see the tractor and the Ferris wheel and all that kind of thing. It looks like a State Farm picture, doesn't it? And then on the back. Now, of course, I can't go over all of everything with you because it is a test. Even though it does say extra practice in chapter 15 review, it goes over what we've learned and we use this as our test. So Miss Brittany's going to try to upload it, but those of you who are going to come now and get your things, and several came today, then I am going to just hand this to you so you don't have to try to download it. And so let's get going. Here we go. So you'll notice 1 through 5. We're going to do a couple together. But you'll notice on this, it says A, and we're going to either put S for a sentence, a complete sentence, or we're going to put F for a fragment. Remember, a complete sentence must have a subject and a predicate, or an action. So we would say, Miss America is beautiful. Okay, well that would be Miss America is the subject, and beautiful is the predicate. But Miss America, if I just said Miss America, I mean, I know you wouldn't say who because you would think it would be me, but you'd say Miss America, you'd say normally who. And so instead of knowing her is, what is she? And that's what you'd say is beautiful. So Miss America is beautiful is a complete sentence, but is beautiful is not, and neither is Miss America. So now we're going to look at these for our example, and we're going to do this. We look at, and this is on your worksheet. So make sure when you look at your worksheet, this is on it, the first one and the third one, because I'm going to show you, but the rest are not going to be on it. You're going to do that yourself. Okay, here we go. My family drove to the fair. Well, my family is the subject, drove is the action. Okay, and they drove to the fair. Later you'll learn about those prepositions and all that. But anyway, so that is a complete sentence. So you would put an S there for that is a sentence. Now let's look at the next one, at the booth. At the booth, okay, what happened at the booth? We don't know, because there's no subject. Or the subject could be the booth, but there's no action. So it's not a complete sentence, it's a fragment, because we don't have the whole thing. So we put F for fragment. Now remember, that's number 3, not number 2. Now let's go look at B, section B. And I will read this to you. It says on section B, draw a line between the subject and the predicate, and each sentence underline the main word of the subject in each sentence. In a minute, I will be having Miss Bailey hold this out for me, because those of you that are my age, you will see it's not so easy to read it right there. You have to hold it out. But anyway, since I left my glasses right there, I was trying to look beautiful, that's why I didn't have it on. But, so we are going to be looking at 6 and 7. That is on your paper, and that is right here. So we're going to be drawing a line under the main word of the subject, and then putting a line after it. Here we go. Okay, the main word in this subject, my family looked at the display. Family is the main subject in this. So you'll put your line after that, after you have underlined family. That is the main one. Remember, for you guys, sometimes there's subjects and other parts of the sentence, but the sentences we're doing are always going to be in the beginning. So just because something is a noun does not mean it is the subject. Okay, now, let's look at this. Dad liked the big tractors. This is number 7. Okay, Dad is the subject. So light, the big tractors, is the action. So you put the line after. And that's how you're going to do the rest of them on that section. Now let's look at C. And let's see what C tells us to do. Hey, that sounds funny. Let's see what C tells us to do. Okay, excuse me. Okay, draw a line between the subject and the predicate in each sentence. Underline each verb. So we're going to do 11 and 12 in that section. Okay, so it's the opposite. We're looking for the action and then putting the line in front of it. So farmers bring their best animals. So bring is the action, and then the line goes in front of that to separate the subject and the action, or the predicate. Okay, now let's look at number 12. The piglets played near their mothers. Wow, I think Miss Steele might like this sentence, don't you think? Okay, so the played is the action of what the piglets did. Little cute little piglets. Anyway, so we're going to draw a line right there because this is the subject, this is the action or the predicate, played near their mothers. Okay, now you'll do the rest of that section the same way. Now let's look for D. Oh, looks like where D go? Somehow that happened. Okay, so what you're going to do, and I'm not going to do this one because you're going to do it, I'm just going to explain it. It does say on the paper, change your sentence by rewriting the underlined part. Write your own new sentence. So you're going to start out with I, and then you're going to write something. You are not writing the same thing spelled popcorn and french fries. You're not. You could say I smelled something else, or I ate something else, or something, but it's going to be something different. I what? What would you have done if you were at this state fair? That is what you're going to write. Now we're going to the other side. Now on the other side, I'm going to show you all examples because on the other side there are not many to do. So let's go over to this side. Hang on. Okay, over here. Now let's look at the first one. The first one, it says on E, expand each sentence by adding at least one adjective. Describe each underlined noun. Use the caret to add to the adjective. You may use the adjective from the word bank, which is over here, or think of your own. And in the word bank, you have blue, decorated, delicious, fancy, red, or yummy. Okay, can you think of things that are yummy, right? Okay, so you're going to have to look at where the line is, and you're going to put a caret in front of it and describe it. Now, I did one here, but it is just an example. That is not in here, so do not write this. I saw an elephant at the zoo. So I put my caret in front of the elephant, and I saw an enormous elephant. Now, elephants are big, but this one was enormous. And so that's what I wrote down for mine. But you will have to decide what you think you should put in for the words that are underlined. Now let's look at F. F, this again is an example, but it says in F, underline the subject in each sentence. Use the word and combine the sentence. Write the new sentence. Okay, here we go. This is my example. Okay, my husband loves to eat at Chick-fil-A. I love to eat at Chick-fil-A, and I could add Miss Bailey likes to eat at Chick-fil-A, and so does Miss Brittany. But I can only put 2 down for this purpose, so that's what I did. Okay, so now I combined the subjects, my husband, and myself. So I put my husband and I love to eat at Chick-fil-A. So we have the same predicate, just had to put together and put an and. Remember we talked about putting the and to join them together, and is conjunction and brings it together, and that's what you will be doing in that section. Now let's look at G. G is very similar, except instead of joining the subjects, we're going to be joining the verb or the action part of the predicate. That's what we're joining together. So I gave another example. This one is not in your book or on your paper, so please do not write this down. Okay, now, Miss Brittany is good at computers. Miss Brittany is good at art, and so is Miss Bailey, but since Miss Brittany is going to be putting this in the computer, I thought I'd put her in. Now, we're going to join it together. We're not Brittany is good at computer and art. So when we put that together, we don't have to say it one time. Now, let's go to H. H, again, this is an example. It is not on the page, but this is the last one on the page. This says, the baby scribbled on the paper. He tore the paper too. Now, that is two sentences. And I put my caret on there. The baby scribbled on the paper. I put my caret with the period in it because that is where the period needs to be. So then the next word, if the period is there, it's the beginning of a new sentence. So what does every sentence need to start with? That's right, it needs to start with a capital. So you're going to put the 3 lines underneath it to tell everyone that you mean for that to be a capital. And then of course you keep the period at the end. So that is how we are going to be doing this worksheet. Remember, this worksheet is a test. So because it is a test, you will need to make sure that you treat it as so. Take your time. Do not rush through it. I love you guys and I miss you.